discovered India's cheapest meal. And let me tell you, it is absolutely delicious. But first, let me back up. You see, India is a country of over 1 billion people. And that is a lot of mouths to feed. The best way to produce food on a massive scale is inside food factories. And that is what we're going to be exploring today. By the end of today, we're going to go to a food factory that's making food on such a massive scale at such an affordable price, it only costs a few cents per meal. So how does it work? What ingredients do they use? And how do they still make it taste delicious? That is what I'm here to find out today. But first, we're going to a different, smaller food factory focused on one food, India's absolute favorite snack. Let's head there now. We've come to our first location. Right behind me, a restaurant known as City Samosa, and that is absolutely what they specialize in. Samosas of two kinds. Hey, two is better than one. Don't give me any attitude. Now you might be asking yourself, hey Sonny, I thought we're going to factories. This is just a restaurant. Yes, it is one restaurant among 150 located all throughout the country of India. City Samosa, more like Samosa Empire. Behind the restaurant, there is a kitchen that functions as a samosa making factory. I want to find out how they do it and just how many samosas they're able to crank out in a single day. By the end of it all, we'll get to try what is quite possibly India's best samosa. Let's go. Huh? A mascot?
How you doing?
Hey! We have entered the samosa making factory. Now, the most important part of a good samosa is the filling. So that's what we're starting with. This, the potato. But these bad boys gotta get peeled. Let's get to work. My guy, action. Here we go. Step one, you take all the potatoes and put them into the potato peeling machine. Oh my lord. This potato peeler, I've never seen anything like it. It's a giant industrial sized potato peeler. Gone are the days of having to peel potatoes by hand. I need to get one of these for my house. So now that the potatoes have peeled, we're gonna open this tiny trap door to release them back into the world. Come naked into the world, my little beautiful potatoes. So this here is a giant pot. After they're peeled, we put the potatoes inside of here where they're gonna boil for about 45 minutes until they become nice and soft. Boom, now this pot is full of at least 211 pounds of potatoes. While we're working on the filling, we're also gonna get started on the samosa wrapper. Samosa wrapper. Whoa. Listen, I like Punjabi wrappers, samosa wrappers. Backing up a moment, behind me here, a big basin ready to receive some flour. Right here we have refined all-purpose wheat flour. Now he ladles in hot, steamy ghee mixing with that flour. After the ghee, he ladles in some water. From here, he risks his life putting in a rod of steel that could potentially get caught in the mixer. But he does it all for the glory of the samosa. Finally, the wrapper dough, it is complete. On to the next step. So this is a giant dough extruder, and what it does is it portions the dough into the exact right size. So he's pushing it down into the machine right here. Careful, don't get your fingers in there. And then look down here. Out of it are coming these beautiful shaped, perfectly portioned amount of dough. Now the dough is moving to its next destination. There are so many steps involved, I can't believe the amount of care that goes into the perfect samosa. This goes through the dough sheeter twice, compressing it into this very flat shape, perfect for receiving that potato filling, which it will do shortly. The next step is to cut the wheat wrapper into the shape. He places kind of this steel mold on top of the stack of wheat wrappers, and he cuts it all to one uniform shape. Boom. Now our beautiful uniform stack of wrappers is complete.
Now we'll head back to our potatoes and transfer them to the next step.
So after boiling, our potatoes are going inside of here into the potato mixer. The next step in seasoning our potatoes is to put on a lot of delicious masala. Hold on, I've been told by the owner to give it a taste. So right here we have the main special masala blend. It is a spice sludge, just absolutely full of concentrated flavor. Now, oh, okay, he said less. How about that? Just a little bit. Again, this is pure concentrated flavor. Let's give it a shot. Oh, it's really good. I'm also glad I just took a little bit because even that was overpowering. It's oily, insanely spicy. I taste turmeric, I taste cumin, I taste a lot of chili powder for some reason. My God, it's like putting Indian fireworks down my throat, trying to put our seasonings with the potatoes. Next, he dumps in some roasted nuts. Finally, they turn on the machine. It's time to bring all those wonderful flavors together. Oh, and now they're even adding some fresh cilantro to the mix.
After the potatoes and masala have been married, both the filling and the wrappers are transferred to this guy right here.
We've moved on to what is perhaps the only part of this whole process that doesn't use machines. This is something that needs to be done by hand. Although, can I tell you something? This guy right here, he is a machine. Right, my guy? He doesn't know what I'm saying, but it was a compliment. Let's talk about the handiwork here. He starts by picking up the wrapper, then he gets a little bit of water. He rolls it into a cone, then he stuffs the potato inside. He takes a little bit more water, he seals it shut, and then he throws it in the basket right here, ready to fry in a short time. I'm very impressed. First of all, I'm surprised at how just a little bit of water really makes that wrapper stick together. Okay, hold on, I gotta time this. And start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, 6 seconds. That means he can make 10 per minute. My guy, slow down, make the job last longer. That's what we do in America, okay? That's how you make money. So after the samosa stuffing, all of this here is ready to head to the fryer. Let's move. Now that we've seen how the filling is made and how the wrapper is made and how they're put together, it is time for the most crucial step of making a samosa, and that is frying, starting with the oil. Right here we have a giant canister full of fresh, never before used oil. 3x3, he tosses these gorgeous clumps of samosas into this insanely hot golden oil. This is the absolute best part. Each piece gets fried for 20 minutes all the way through, so it's gonna be super crunchy on the outside and steamy hot on the inside. So while that is frying, I'm here with the owner because I have some important questions to ask. The first question is, what is the difference between a good samosa and a bad samosa?
Bad samosa is capturing a lot of oil, but good samosa is oilless.
To be oilless, what he means is you have to get the oil to that perfect temperature before you put the samosa in the oil. What else makes a bad samosa?
Bad samosa is not hygienic and potato is not good, but this samosa is very good because of potato is also good.
I love this man's confidence and also, might I say, his passion. Thank you. Our samosa chariot awaits. After 20 minutes, these samosas are looking incredible, golden, brown, crispy. They're all floating to the top, and it's time to remove them from the fryer. All right, folks, we have been to the factory, but now it's actually time to try the final product, samosas. Right now, I have 3 samosa options in front of me. Let's talk about it. First, this. They have 2 different types of samosas here. The normal one that we saw, and one made for the Jain people. The Jain people are people who have their own unique diet. Here's how it works. First, the Jains do not consume meat, fish, poultry, or eggs. So I get it. It's kind of like being vegetarian. Easy. No, they exclude root vegetables from their diet. So they do not eat onions, garlic, potatoes, carrots, or radishes. That is wild. So what are you left with? Well, this samosa right here is stuffed with raw banana. So how's it gonna taste? I really have no idea. Let's go. I definitely taste hints of banana, but it's very spiced. I mean, they still have that heavy masala blend in there. It's got peas. Different from potato, not overly sweet, not super obviously a banana, but something I've not really had before. So that is the Jain samosa, but I'm here for this. Right here we have the classic samosa. A very common way to eat this is for people to put it in some pao or a bread bun. Now I want to show you that, but I'm opting to not do that because I feel like potato on a wheat wrapper on bread, it's carb on carb on carb. It's a bit much. Ooh, a Diet Coke. What now? So if you're a real Indian, here's what you look for in a samosa. First of all, the wrapper. Now it's still hot. It looks crunchy. You want it not to be too thick or too thin. It should be evenly fried. Oh, I like that. I don't even need the filling. Just give me the fried outer part. It's crunchy, it's toasty, but some of that masala has rubbed off onto it, so you're still getting spices, you're still getting salt. Very good. A moment ago in the kitchen, I tried the condensed pure masala. I was very impressed by the flavor. So now that is mixed with potato. Let's give it a shot. It's like warm mashed potatoes. Every once in a while you get a fried peanut for texture, and it's just full of that delicious masala flavor. There's heat from the chili powder, there's turmeric, there's cumin, a little bit of everything. Let's break it in half. Oh my gosh. This is a nice balance. I can actually taste potatoes still. Here's the thing, this samosa is delicious, but it's only the beginning. And this, even though it's very inexpensive, it cannot compare to the food that we're gonna be trying next at the next food factory we're going to. Welcome to Akshaya Chaitanya. This is a charity kitchen. A kitchen who, through donations, is able to make a meal for only 2 pennies. That is remarkable. Today I'm gonna be following the process of making huge amounts of food for up to 16,000 people per day. And by the end of our journey, I'll be sharing some of this food that they're creating here with others who also receive the benefit of this generous kitchen. Right now we're about to head inside, see how it works. Let's move. So we have entered the factory now, and right here along this wall you see shelf after shelf of these vessels that are going to be used to hold the food. Each one of these can feed 200 to 250 people. And there's a lot of these vessels, so that means a lot of people are getting fed. Let's keep moving. What's this? Are these plates? We are about to enter the kitchen, trying to put on some protective footwear. But my hair. Yes. But I got a hair transplant for nothing? All right, let's head inside. Guys, take a look at this. A massive rice steamer right here with several sheets of rice cooking away. That is the foundation of the meal today. We need a carbohydrate. It's going to be rice.
This is the dessert section. This is flavored Sheera, we call it, pineapple Sheera.
What you just saw was the dessert preparation. This is for Sambar. Sambar is a savory lentil stew with vegetables and spices.
Right now, we're about to make the seasoning for the sambar, starting with this hot oil.
First, he's adding mustard seeds into the oil, and then a load of dried chilies go in next. Then fenugreek seeds, curry leaves. Right here, we have some green chili paste. This is asafoetida. Asafoetida?
Yes.
I don't even know what that is. Right here, we have turmeric, and then coriander seed powder, red chili powder, their homemade masala, tomato. This is like the body, something for all those spices and flavors to cling on to. He puts in some water, so as you can see, nothing here is being done manually. It's all being done by machine, well, except for putting in the ingredients. That you need people for that. But this is a giant stirring machine. Wow, it's very hot, so that is going to create the base for the sambar today. When people think about charity food, they think not delicious, not fresh. I mean, these look like quality ingredients, and the smells coming off here are amazing. I'm very impressed. That is going to be the flavor component for this sambar, but this is the lentil, I guess, that's going to be the main body of the dish. So in here, it is slowly steaming and boiling. As soon as those seasonings are done cooking up, they're going to head in here with the lentil. So far, we've talked about the seasoning and the lentils. This here is the vegetable station. Right now, they're preparing a load of vegetables that will also join the sambar. Oh, you thought that potato peeler before the samosa place was cool? This one is a monster-sized peeler. Not only does it peel the potatoes, it also washes them too. 88 pounds of potatoes in 5 minutes. After being washed and peeled, it is time to cut the potatoes in a potato cutting machine. Potatoes getting instantly chopped into little pieces. Oh, now we've got some orange carrots. Can I be honest? My fat ass thought those were hot dogs at first. Carrots, that's nice too. Next up, we have some pumpkin heading into the food chopper. And lastly, we have a vegetable known as water gar.
Now our veggies are ready to join those tender lentils. But before that, we'll head to the massive rice steamer to see how they manage to ship out over 5,000 pounds of rice each day.
Right here, they're about to pull out the rice. This is insane. You can't tell at first when you see the oven, but you can roll all the rice in and out of the oven. That's so cool. So he's pulled out the rice. He's got to temp it first to make sure it is completely finished. So we just wanted to reach 90 degrees. It has, so this rice is finished. Now it is time to offload the rice. This is a giant rice trough. They push the rice over to here and it falls down into a canister. Now you can see the rice descending into this vessel right here where it's going to stay warm. Meanwhile, they're measuring the weight of the rice right here so they make sure they get the right amount of rice depending on where they're taking it. Now we're back to the lentils. This has cooked enough that we can now put this inside of it. Right here we have all of our veggies. Apparently this is a vegetable called a drumstick. I've never heard of it in my life. Also, we've got carrots. And now we wait more.
While that cooks, we head to the dessert station to see how they prepare over 500 pounds of pineapple Sheera.
Step 1, the oil. 2, the semolina. No dessert is complete without sugar, and we have a lot of that here. Next up, he's putting in the turmeric. I'm told the turmeric is more for color than for the flavor, because they don't add any artificial colors. Why would they? Right here, we have the cardamom powder. Now it is the raisins and cashew nuts that go in next. Boom. In with some hot water. I'm told the hot water is what's going to make it not clump up. We're going to see the dessert completely change form now. Good morning, Mr. Pineapple. Boom, pineapple right here.
Looking very good, very nice.
The final ingredient, this thing is getting filled to the brim, then even more water. So this here is going to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it's complete.
With dessert done, the focus is back on that sambar, which is ready to receive some seasonings.
It's time to collect our seasoning blend. All these seasonings we saw earlier are going to get poured into this vessel. It's time for that to join this. They dump it in. There's some splattering happening, but that's okay. That is a flavor bomb that they just dropped right here into the sambar. One of the last steps is putting in salt. All the elements are inside now. We've got vegetables, we have the lentils, which is kind of like the protein, and we have the flavor. Incredible. All right, bro. Hey, dudes. Hold on, give me a second. So we have left the kitchen and we've come here to the storeroom. Here they have 15 days worth of food, including oil and lentils. Lentils of all kinds. But that's not it. Come with me as we go on a little bit of a shopping spree. Basically, every type of ingredient you could imagine for Indian food. Pickles, tons of seasonings. As we come down here, this is turmeric powder. And then right here, we have big bags of cumin, all weighed out, dry, set on racks. The thing is, with food here, there are hygiene standards. So nothing can be on the ground. Everything has to be on a shelf or on a pallet. It has to be dry and it has to be organized according to date. So the first food that comes in is the first food that has to go out for cooking. You don't get a straggling can of beans on the back shelf that's been there since 1998. No, that doesn't happen here. The other thing that's really unique about this place is this right here. So this is their ingredient list. They put the number of kilograms that they need for the food. For example, today at Sambar, they're making about 630 kilograms, over 1,000 pounds of food. And when they enter that into the computer, they're automatically told how many of each ingredient they're gonna need for that dish. But beyond that, these guys are also getting feedback from the people eating the food. So it's not a case where they just give people the food and say, hey, you should be satisfied. No, they wanna know feedback. They wanna know how they can improve the recipe and make it better time after time. And so if it's too salty or if it's too spicy, they're getting that feedback and they're adjusting the recipe. That's incredible. So from here, we're gonna go back into the kitchen and see as they wrap up these dishes. We are back from the storeroom into the food making factory. Right here, the pineapple Sheera, it is finished and it has transformed completely. So that is a sweet, delicious dessert. It's time to pack it up so we can take it away. Right here, we have the sambar that's been cooking all morning. It's basically finished. He's just got one final touch right here. A nice sprinkle of fresh coriander goes on top of this gorgeous vegetable medley. It looks incredible. The colors, it's popping and it smells delicious. So just like the dessert, in a moment, they're gonna take all this, scoop it out and put it into here. The sambar is being put into these thick insulated vessels. The next step is to put the lid on top and then it will be sealed and ready to travel. The great thing about these vessels is it keeps the food hot for 6 hours. So even when people eat this lunch in a couple hours from now, it's still gonna be hot.
Every day, meals from this food factory head to schools, hospitals, and even slums in an effort to support those in need. Each day, Akshaya Chaitanya can feed more than 16,000 people. What's more shocking is that the average price of a meal is just 2 cents, a feat only made possible when you cook lentils by the ton.
All right, we've got our goods right here. Everything's being loaded into the truck, and from here, it's gonna go to a hospital. I'm also gonna go to the hospital. I'm gonna see the people who are receiving the food, and finally, I'm gonna try it for myself.
Before we head out, I have a chance to speak with Mr. Parchanda, the CEO of this organization.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for joining me.
Nice to meet you too.
I guess my first question is, how do you make a meal for 2 cents? How is that possible?
First of all, most of our equipment is very automated, so we deploy very less of manpower. Second, we do it at a scale. So the scale and a lot of automation allow us to produce it in that cost.
Through Mr. Parchanda, I've learned the mission here is simple: eradicate food vulnerability, helping people pursue their dreams and build better lives. But their vision doesn't stop with what's happening between these walls. In fact, 2 more factories, each 5 times the size of this one, are on the way to support their next goal: to feed over 200,000 people in the entirety of Mumbai.
We are at a government hospital. All the procedures and food eaten by the patients is paid for by the government. But this food is for those who are supporting the patients here. Family members, friends, they need support too. This is an opportunity for them to get a meal or multiple meals a day so they can continue supporting their loved ones. So right now there's about 100 to 150 people lined up outside the cafeteria, ready and waiting for their food. And it's about to start getting dished up right now. Whoosh. Epic reveal. Let's do this. Let's serve up some lunch. This is our sambar, a hearty, delicious lentil stew. Would you like a pickle? Pickle? No? Yes? Okay, pickle. Ek achar? There you go. More? Okay. I don't want to under-provide pickle. This is a tough job. Am I giving too much? Oh, she said you're overdoing it.
They get me sometimes, drag out from the sky, and now I'm wondering how it works.
Here's what I've observed and what I like about this. Everyone basically gets as much food as they want. People are asking for more rice. Some people want double dessert. That will be me soon. And pickle. So right now I'm in line with everybody else, and soon I'm gonna be dishing myself up, and now I've seen how it's done. I know that you can get a double scoop of dessert. I've got strategy in mind. The food looks amazing. Let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna do my best to keep my dessert and my main meal separated. Let's see how it goes. Hello, thank you. Can I have one more rice, please? Okay, thank you. I saw some people doing this. I'm gonna make a little hole for the sambar. There we go, that looks nice. And a little more, please. Thank you. Can I have one more, please? Boom, double dessert is definitely combined. I did my best. And one pickle, please. Achar. All right, thank you. Thank you. She gave me half the pickle I gave everybody else. All right, let's go sit down. All right, folks, everything we've done today has built up to this moment right here. I'm eating a meal that cost 2 cents, something that seems unreal, impossible, but they've made it possible. A healthy pile of rice on top of it, that steaming sambar, which looks delicious. You can see finally the lentils on top of the rice here. We've got dessert, the pineapple Sheera, dyed yellow through the use of turmeric, and then a little bit of pickle. I want to start with that. I'm told it has a very strong flavor. Let's try it out. Oh yeah. Oh, it's super salty and sour, and I love it. It's such a sour, pickly flavor, but with a lot of salt. So I can see why you're supposed to add that to other food. Let's try out the sambar. Right here we have some of the veggies. You can see the lentils and the rice all coming together in one delicious bite. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, that's good. It's like a warm, savory broth. There's so many spices. It's added so much flavor to that rice. It's hearty, it's filling, and very delicious. Badya. Badya? Badya. Next up, dessert. Oh, look at this. As it cools down, it kind of becomes a solid. Oh, I like that. This dessert looks incredible. Cheers. That's good too. Sweet. You can taste the cardamom. Gives it a nice, like, fragrant flavor. It is gooey, it is hot, and actually, this is kind of fun to eat with your hand. It's so yummy, and it's such a nice treat. If you're staying here all day, going through the stress and adversity of having to support somebody who has to be at a hospital, this is a godsend. I mean, this is what's gonna get you through the day, and that it is doing. What do you think, good? Very good. I completely agree. Should we pound it? Boom. Nice pound. How about you? How's that dessert?
अच्छा लगा, टेस्टी लगा खाना. Did you like it?
Oh, I like it. Buddy up. Should we cheers? Cheers. Mission accomplished. Today we set out to see what meals India was able to create for only 2 cents, and here we see they have done it. It is one of the best meals I've tried in India, and it's not just about the flavor, it's about the genuine mission behind it. This plate right here, 10 out of 10 every time. Boom, so that is the best plate of food that you are gonna find here in India for 2 cents. I gotta say, it's not really about the food. It's about the mission. It's about everything that goes into the work these folks are doing here. It's about the people behind me who are getting the support they need so they can support their loved ones. If you would like to contribute any of your own money to their initiative here, there is a link downstairs in the description box. Go there, click on it, and donate as much as you like. I myself have also donated. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you are as fascinated as I am about the way that people make these massive food factories, feeding thousands of people. You know, I've been to 3 food factories now in India. I've been to Amritsar, I've been to Bengaluru, and I've been here. And each time I'm just blown away at the efficiency and the care and the love that's put into making massive amounts of food for people who appreciate it. It feels like the type of thing you don't really find anywhere else in the world except for right here in India. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this new insight into a very interesting country. Otherwise, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.